Hey everybody, how are you? It's Katie. Welcome to kdmoonchild's world. And here we are in the middle of the week to do some card reading. As I sit here just playfully shuffling cards in my hand. And then I wonder why my hands hurt. Could it be because shuffling has become kind of a bit of a nervous habit for me? Yeah. No, it couldn't be that. It absolutely is that. Hi, Sonia Rainley. Oh, thank you. Love and big hugs to you too and to EQ. Have a good day. I hope you don't work too hard. It's Wednesday. Anyway, sorry, I have a almost empty container of coconut oil and I just kicked it over. And the lid has a tendency to leak. So I don't really like it when that leaks out. Although it's solid right now, it's unfiltered. So it doesn't stay liquid. You have to heat it for it to stay liquid. So it's raw, unfiltered coconut oil. I use it for dang near everything. My skin, I condition my hair with it. I cook with it. Yeah. Hi, Teresa Levine. Good to see you, sweetheart. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Kind of sitting here remembering, okay, now what do we normally do on this show? I apologize. I'm in a bit of a fog. I had on Friday, and it's still affecting me. Dang. On Friday, I had the new COVID booster, flu shot, and shingles shot number 1. I wasn't aware that the shingles shot has 2 parts. Go back 2 to 6 months later to get another one. Oh, that was the shot that hurt too, man. They went really deep with it. But anyway, so I haven't felt very good since Friday morning. I got home around 11 and yeah, thank goodness it was out. The drugstore closed where I could walk. I'd walked there, walked home. Everything is fine. I forgot that I was supposed to wait the 15 minutes. And by the time the 15 minutes was up, I was walking in my front gate. So it was like, well, I guess if I'm having any problems, I can call 911. Apparently, if I was going to have a problem, I think I would have had it on the walk home. It was a warm day, but it wasn't too warm. So it was a beautiful day to be walking through my neighborhood. And then part of the neighborhood that I have to walk through to get to that drugstore are multi-million-dollar houses. And there are no sidewalks, no curbs. Everybody's on a septic tank. So it's kind of like you're walking through very expensive homes. And there are older homes too. Very expensive homes out in on the edge of the suburbs. But I'm right smack in the middle of town. This used to be the very edge of the suburbs. So, hi, Kathy G. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah. So, I'm a little slow. I was trying to keep up in chats and stuff like that. And it's like, no, sense of humor is not gone, just turned way down. So, I don't recommend that you get all 3 of those shots at the same time. And then I went and I had to get them all in the same arm because I can't get shots or anything in this arm. You haven't gotten, and you've just gotten the 2? Well, I figure I went through what I went through with cancer, that that was pretty much nothing compared to what I went through the last 2 or 3 days. And I know I'm vaccinated enough to the point now. God, this is number 5. I know I'm vaccinated enough to the point now with COVID that if I do get it, I don't think I'll be very sick. So it's not as scary a thing. But I get the flu shot because flu knocks me down. I mean, down. It takes a couple months for me to get my energy back from the flu, the diabetic, and then the fibromyalgia on top of it. So I don't like to talk about my health issues, but I have health issues that when I get a virus, it's really hard to bounce back from it. So it was like, well, what do you want to do? Either way, I'm at home, but you know what? 3 different readings today. Oh my goodness. My card of the day basically said, we need to search, and this is the number 1 reading. We need to search for inside of us and in our homes what makes us feel love, comfort, and safety. And that's what we need to bring to the table for the country. And I was like, wow. And it has to start at home with our family and friends. I got that so strong today. Well, I wonder why. I got the dang Tower card for us, for the card of the day today. That just means that abrupt, drastic change is about to happen. Yeah. But we've been given a little time to go inside and think about it. We're running out of time to do that, though. You're getting less and less time to stay there if you go in there to look. That's where the answers are. That's where the safety is, the security is, the home, your home. Home is not necessarily a brick and sticks home. Well, yeah, if you're on an immunosuppressant, first thing I would do, Teresa, is I would call a pharmacist, talk to a pharmacist. They'll tell you. Sometimes the pharmacist can tell you more than a doctor can because that's their gig. All that chemistry that's involved. I've gotten more warnings from pharmacists not to take drugs that my doctor prescribed to me. So, yeah, call your pharmacist. That's what they're for. And usually, yeah, you might have to wait on the phone for 15 minutes to 45 minutes, but yeah, whatever place you go to get your prescriptions filled, that's just ask the pharmacist there. And that's what I did. I know in the past my doctor has been with the shingles shot and the flu shot. She didn't want me to get them both together, and I think it's because she knew he'd kick my ass. And it did. I didn't listen. But, you know, I have to walk places. I don't have a car. So, yeah, pharmacies give good advice, especially on something that is drug related. And that is a drug. I mean, it's not a narcotic, it's a drug. So, yeah, that's who I would go to. I would talk to the pharmacist. Now, not necessarily a pharmacy worker. You want to talk to the pharmacist. So, no prescription goes out of most pharmacies without the pharmacist's final okay on it. So, that's who gave me my shots on Friday. He was really a nice guy, kidding around with me and stuff. And I was like, he says, "Oh, we can't do this in both arms." And I'm like, "Nope." And he's like, "Are you sure you want to do it all in one arm?" And I'm like, "I don't have a choice." And then I told him why. And he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, we have to do it in one arm." He says, "You're going to have a really sore arm tomorrow." So when I got home on Friday, first thing I did was repot my baby marijuana plant was about this high. and it's in a pool cup, not a solo cup. It's a pool cup. It's the same size as a solo cup. So the plant was getting taller than the cup. Time to repot. So I thought, that's a way to use my arm that isn't like super strenuous. And so that's what I did. And then I got to thinking about it after I did that and decided, you know what? I'm going to do 2 plants. So I went and had to get another pot and dump dirt in it and stir it. Oh no, we can't make it just something real simple, a little cup into a big pot and you're done. No. Yeah. Well, my arm doesn't hurt. It didn't. That was the least of my problems. It was the fever. Whoo. It was like this. I get a fever and I know I was hot because I like to feel my neck. Well, today I have a fever. I'd feel my neck and it'd be hot. And then a few minutes later, I'd break out in a cold sweat. Oh, fever broke. And then about the time I'd think fever broke, here we go. It started climbing back up again. And it was like 3 days of that. So I slept. And that's why you guys didn't see me in the chats and stuff around very much. I slept. It was like, you know what? If I don't pay attention to my body and rest, I'll have a fibromyalgia flare and end up in the hospital. And that's the last place I want to go. If you don't want to get COVID, you don't want to go to the hospital, right? So whichever variant it is called now, I can't keep up anymore. I know it's not as bad, so that's the part that matters. I'm just making sure I don't get it. I don't want it at all. Bad, not as bad, whatever. No. Yeah, like I said, what I went through this week is nothing compared to what I went through with cancer and chemotherapy and surgeries and breast reconstruction and surgeries. Yeah. 3 little shots in the arm that made me feel kind of puny. I mean, I get bronchitis and it lasts for 2 months. I can handle 4 days, 3-4 days of a fever roller coaster. No big deal. You just take it easy. Listen to your body. And an excuse to go within. And boy, did I learn a lot. Going to be doing membership somewhere. Don't know where yet, but. And I got my community page all set up. So from now on, you guys want to ask questions, then the flu vaccine, for some reason this year, I'm not going to be around anybody, but I don't know. All it takes is that one person, that delivery person that's got it, because you're most contagious with the flu. This is how I recall anyway. You're most contagious with the flu in the first 10 days before you show symptoms. That's why the flu spreads so fast. So you get a delivery person, because payday's next week. So all the groceries get delivered and I get Amazon stuff. And, all those people could have the flu. And this would be the 3rd year in a row that I didn't get the flu shot. And I thought, I believe in the 369 stuff. So no, I'm not going to tempt fate. Thank you. I'm not going to tempt karma. So I went ahead and got the flu shot. And then I was like, well, you might as well get shingles while you're there. I don't want to get the shingles. So poor Danny Shea, Bathrobe Tarot. He got him. He looks good with the beard, though. He got shingles on his face. My dad got him right here. Under his chin. Right there. About the size of a, yeah, you can ask me about mushrooms. What do you want to know about mushrooms, my dear? I wish Harley was here. He's the guy who can really tell you a lot, how to microdose and that kind of thing. I can help you. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a naturopath. I'm just talking from my own personal experience here, how they affect me and my body. So, yeah, when I grow my plants in cloth pots, 7-gallon cloth pots. And so I'll put all the soil in there, and the amendments that I would put in a compost pile, like alfalfa, I use alfalfa meal, bone meal, blood meal. There's a bunch of stuff that I dump into the soil all dry. And then I get the soil real wet, after I've stirred it all up. And in that pot, I'll put it in a toilet paper. If you get toilet paper in the big plastic bags, me, I'm big on reusing. So I get one of those big giant old plastic bags from toilet paper or something and put that over the top of it. And oh, I see. You know what I would do, Teresa? I wouldn't just do that on your own for that. There are people that do that kind of therapy. I would search that out. Hi, Manasa, my sweet. How are you, working, lurking lady? I understand the working lurkers. I love my working lurkers. Lurking and working is my thing too. I do that while I'm watching and listening to so many live streams. That's how, believe it or not, that's how I got started with the Nasty Women Tarot. I did a lot of diamond painting. We're talking big pictures. I've got one that I'm probably 2/3 done with in my craft room. That's why I don't do my crafts in there, because covers the whole craft table, and it's rolled up because it spills over it. It's beautiful though. It's a woman surrounded by old-fashioned white roses, and she's looking through a doorway out into the cosmos. And she's got a key dangling from her hand. A lot of symbolism in the picture itself. So it's beautiful. And it's all in turquoises and peach and kind of 80s colors in a way. But the woman I believe she's a redhead. She's either a redhead or a yellow-haired blonde. But, she kind of represents me finding my key. This is my key. Card reading and stuff is my key. So she's beautiful. I'll get her done one of these days. I am getting ready to start a new one. I have to finish my Buddha, but Buddha's 3/4 done. If I sat down, I could do, but Buddha would be done by Monday, which I may do that. It's something calm and quiet to do. Hey, Stony Baker, my man. Mwah! Good to see you. Something quiet to do this weekend so that I don't overdo. I get a little burst of energy and then I get to do something stupid. Yeah, I'm going to repot a little plant and then, no, I'm going to have to stir up and mix up new soil and get it ready to be composting. But so right now that second pot's composting in the plastic bag while the second plant gets a little taller. What's up? What's up with you, sir? So yeah, I would definitely, I can tell you that, Teresa, Sonia Rain Lee is a really good person to help you with that, because she does so much. She works so much with plant ceremonies and plant healing. She was going to have her mushroom retreat. So talk to Sonia, who just in here left. She's working hard today too. It's a busy Wednesday. And I know that's coming up because we got all these parties. Halloween. Then we got Thanksgiving. Then we got all the Christmas parties. I'm so glad I don't work in the hospitality field anymore. Although when I worked at the Westin La Paloma, talk about a gorgeous place. I didn't have to think about decorating my house because they spent like 2 weeks tearing apart that lobby and putting up giant Christmas trees and, oh my gosh. Well, that place has a window that faces the mountains that goes from floor to ceiling, and it's over 3 stories tall. And they put a freaking Christmas tree in that window that dang near fills the window. It's huge when they bring it in. They have to bring it in from the back. They have to bring it in from the swimming pool side. But anyway, hey, it's a Westin hotel. They're expensive places to stay. But that was a wonderful place to work. Talk about fun. Yeah. Teresa Levine sounds like a movie star. I was thinking that name sounds like a singer. A country western singer. Teresa Levine. Yeah, I like it as a movie star too. Yeah. So if I might poop out on you guys a little early today. We'll see what happens. I don't recommend getting three vaccinations at the same time. Hey, said I could do it on the website. And I was like, okay, well, we'll sign up for 2. And then if we want to add the 3, we'll add the 3. So talked to the pharmacist when I got there. We added the 3. Should have stayed to 2. 2 would have been bad enough. Co-starring kdmoon. Go ahead, kdmoonchild. He always used to call me kdmoonchild. For years, he called me kdmoonchild. I love it. So, you guys, this is the point in the show where we talk about dinner. Got my dinner cards here. You love to sing but truly suck. Well, you know what? My mother used to sing and she used to tell everybody, I can't carry a tune in a bucket. And I used to tell her, it isn't that you can't carry a tune in the bucket, Mom. It's that your bucket has a leak. Sing if that's what your heart wants to do. Who cares? People don't want to listen to you. They can wear earplugs. Sing, Stony, sing. Sister Moonshine, hey. That's it. Oh, yeah. Oh, your sister's a professional singer. Well, yeah, okay. That's a little different. That's a little different. Oh, I was in choirs and stuff like that forever. Used to do singing lessons and compete in college and in high school. In solo voice contests. Me and the judge. Guess what? I have stage fright. So no, I don't sing in front of anybody. I'll sing happy birthday when it's your birthday. You let me know on here. I'll sing you happy birthday. Oh, that's cool. I love singing. Singing's great. So, how this works on dinner. We pull 3 cards. And we decide the first 3 cards, which one sounds the best that we want to keep for dinner tonight. Your new keyboard spells horribly. Hey, is it the keyboard? Not to worry. So, what we do, we pick 3 cards. So, interesting. First 3 cards. First one, Ace of Sweets, you guys. Chocolate. So there's our dessert. We're going to have some kind of chocolate dessert. I mean, so far we've had banana split, and chocolate ice cream sandwiches, and Soup, man. Soup. I don't know what if it's what it's like there with you guys, but it's chilly here. Now I know I'm saying that because you'll notice I have long sleeves on. I'm saying that because it all of a sudden, night before last, was down to 45. This morning was 47. The night before that, 70. Okay. When it flips like that, it's cold when it first happens. So I'm not used to it yet. Anyway. So you got soup. That's sounds kind of good. I suppose you could even make that be bean soup or chili. And then the last one is the Danish. There's your dessert again. So we got 2 desserts and a main dish. What do you want to keep? You want to keep the soup, the chocolate, or the Danish? What do you want to keep? Yeah, it's cold. That happens here. That's how fall arrives. Just what we'll do is it'll rain, and then we'll get a cold front comes in, and after the rain, and that's after that it just doesn't get warm until like April. Yeah. Did Danish come from Denmark? I don't know, but that looks like the Danish flag to me on that box. So I'm taking you want the Danish then, Stony. Manasa wants the Danish. No, I don't know if it's a silly question. How did we get the name? That would be something somebody can Google. So I vote for the Danish too. I love them. This meal does not necessarily have to be for dinner either. Although, a nice hot Danish with some butter on it. Oh, sorry. Okay. Put these cards back in. Now we pull 3 more cards. Yeah, Danish. Nice hot buttered Danish with coffee. I love breakfast for dinner. You can add an egg with that, however you prefer your egg. That sounds good. To me, that sounds as good as lox and bagel to me, which is one of my favorite breakfasts. It's funny. I never had lox and bagel when I lived in salmon country. Wow, that was hard. It would not come out my mouth from my head. That's weird. Anyway, I grew up in salmon country, and I never had bagels, cream cheese, and lox. I had lots of smoked salmon and crackers, and fresh smoked salmon. Good stuff. Okay. Okay. This is definitely about the main dish. Main dish, first one we have is the New Englander. So we're talking clam chowder. Clam chowder in a Danish. We're going New England Dane. Second Dane card. Whoops, as that slides off my computer. Second card that made me giggle. Spam! The Islander. You can have meat for dinner. These cards are so silly. Or you can have the King of Sides, macaroni and cheese. I see 2 of these I want. Well, actually, I love all three of those. Well, I don't love spam, but I'll eat it. I grew up on that stuff. So we've got clam chowder, spam, and macaroni and cheese. Which card do you vote for, guys? If you want, you can pick more than one. I was thinking, wow, you could put the spam in the macaroni and cheese. Oh, don't ruin the macaroni and cheese, Katie. Which one do you guys pick? This is the main dish. I'm voting for the I don't want the spam. I'm saying no on that one. Clam chowder, macaroni and cheese. Huh, that's a tough one. Spamalicious. Clam chowder. I love clam chowder. We got a mac and cheese, 2 macs and cheese, clam chowder, 2 clam chowders. Okay, we got a tie, Katie. So I guess I get to break it. I picked clam chowder. So we've got clam chowder and a Danish so far. Shall we go for a vegetable or a beverage? Let's see what we get next. This is the last, we got to have a 3-course meal. So I didn't know Danishes were a meal course. Cannabis chowder. Ooh. Okay, yeah. Just a doobie. There you go. Okay. Some cards out of the middle. Ooh, that one seems to poking out there. Whoa. We didn't get a beverage, but we got some interesting food sides. You could say that the New England clam chowder is the appetizer because we have a weird combination, but we have King of Mains, spaghetti. Knight of Mains, spaghetti. Always eat spaghetti. But this one is one doesn't really fit. I guess you could put it on your Danish. Straight shooter. That was the one I had to look up a couple weeks ago to find out now. Is that cheese whiz or is that whipped cream? They mean whipped cream here. I suppose if it was cheese whiz, you could put it on either one of these. The Knight of Maine or the one I have in my hand down here. Because it's cornbread. I know what I'm picking. I don't know about you guys, but hi, Janet. Good to see you. So, what do you pick? Spaghetti, cornbread, or whipped cream? So far, we have Danish and clam chowder is our meal so far. I know what one I want. I'm voting for the cornbread. Clam chowder, cornbread, and a Danish. Does that sound good to you guys? Yeah. Manasa wants the whipped cream. You want the whipped cream on your clam chowder or on the Danish, Manasa? I thought you were lurking, worker. I don't know. The clam chowder, though, is in a bread bowl. So you could have that be the appetizer and, wrong one, and have spaghetti be the main course. Ha ha! Hey, Mama Redneck, good to see ya. I'm so glad you're here. On your Danish, okay. You want whipped cream on your Danish. You should be lurking. I love it. Hey, Mama Bear, good to see you. So, what are we doing here? You got to pick one of these. Spaghetti whipped cream or cornbread? We've chosen Danish and clam chowder. Whoop, whoop, get it right in the light. Get it right in the camera. The Danish and cornbread. This is our meal now. And our choices down here, spaghetti, cornbread, and whipped cream. What of these three is going to go with these two? Yeah, we love our mamas. My mama is not with me anymore, so that would be amazing if my mama was with me, because she'd be 101. She'd be 102 in May. Oh, man. Yeah. She was born in 1921. So which one, you guys? I vote for the cornbread, because I think the cornbread will go best with the clam chowder. We're just doing a real all bread meal. We're into bread in this one. The Danish with lettup, with ketchup. Ew. Yeah, that would be bad. So yeah, I don't think I want the Danish with spaghetti. So I will say I pick the cornbread. That's a nice, good comfort meal for a cold Wednesday night. We have clam chowder with cornbread and the Danish for dessert. You know, if you didn't even have the Danish for dessert, cornbread with butter and honey or maple syrup or molasses is a great dessert. So you got a possibility of two desserts. Depends on what you put in your cornbread. You can put your vegetables in the cornbread. Put a can of cream corn and some green chilies or green bell pepper or red bell pepper if you like that. You can doctor up cornbread in any way. If you're going to put that kind of stuff in there, you can put grated cheese in there. Hi, Lawyer. Good to see you. You can put grated cheese in there. So we're having clam chowder. Tonight we are having clam chowder with cornbread and a Danish for dinner. These cards tickle me. They're so funny. But you know, it's like you don't really want to think about dinner. Boy, that's an easy one to throw together and warm and kind of cool. It's kind of fun. It's silly. Silly fun. So, hey, things getting interesting. I'm in Arizona. So glad I voted already. I voted a week ago Monday. And I'm so glad I didn't have to take it to a drop box. That's all I got to say. We have a militia group here that is called the Clean Elections USA, hanging out at drop boxes, intimidating voters, trying to stop them from dropping, trying to find out who they voted for and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, already been complaints to the federal government and everybody about it. Yeah, they're standing there with their, the BMX type masks that cover everything from here to here with their ARs and trying to intimidate you not to vote. I was like, oh, dang. I already put mine in the mailbox. Or I would love to go to a drop box and talk to one of those guys. I know I'm nuts, but I don't mean talk. They have no business doing that. That's against federal law. That is out and out voter intimidation. There's supposed to be, if you represent a candidate or anything like that, you're supposed to be a certain distance away from the polling station. That's the law. So, but is a drop box considered a polling station? I wouldn't be saying my piece. I'd be showing my piece. I was telling Wolf Girl Oracle this morning what I would do. I'd walk right up to them about 2-3 feet away from their face and just stare them down. Don't say nothing. And every time they try to move out of my way to see, I'm right there, staring them down. You want to tell me how to vote? Tell me how to vote. I'm standing here. You want to threaten me with that pea shooter of yours? I'm standing here. And just stare them down until somebody has to physically remove me. I don't care if they arrest me for that. They won't be intimidating any voters while I'm doing that. And votes can get put in a box. Yeah, you'd love to hunt Nazis like they are doing the quote unquote rhinos. Republicans that are good people that don't believe the craziness. You know, I will be so glad when this is all done. It was funny. Who is it? I was watching someone do a reading that's not in this country. I'm pretty sure that it was someone from Australia. I watched 5 people who do card readings from Australia. And they're like, "Oh, we'll be so glad when your election is over with." And I had to put back in the chat. I'm laughing and put back in the chat. Oh, you think that's over? Nah, then we get to start working on 2024. Which will be the nasty one, because that's for POTUS. So, but Mr. Trump's going to be too busy, I think, to even think about running for that one. So, I think he's got lots of troubles coming his way. So, yeah. Oh, I am so. You'll never not vote again. I agree. You know, I be honest with you. I think if you want to keep your citizenship, you should have to vote. Keep your citizenship and not be fined. It's the way it is in Australia. You want to be a citizen of the country, you have to prove it by voting. You don't vote, they hunt you down and they fine you. Oh, girlfriend. Oh, so you might have celiacs, Kathy? So they got you on. Oh, did they do the test on your back and stuff? Or are they trying to do the elimination diet thing first? Is that, I'll tell you, the test on your back, it's not any fun. It's no big deal while they're administering it. It's afterwards when the things that you're allergic to start popping up. You know, just allergic to everything. Oh, I get you. I am really blessed. I'm only allergic to 2 things. Well, 3 things. Green bell peppers. I can eat them if they're red, yellow, or orange, but I can't eat them in the green state. I can eat green chilies, but a chili and a pepper are 2 different things. And usually, yeah, they're different. One has capsaicin in it, the other one doesn't. Oh, they did your arm in a blood test for food. I gotcha. I am allergic to rosemary. If you put rosemary in food, it'll make me run a fever. And I'm allergic to bell pepper, rosemary. Oh, food. Those are the 2 biggies, really. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Rosemary and green bell peppers. But you know how many things restaurants and stuff use rosemary in? Any kind of flower that has that spicy smell, like a chrysanthemum or those kind of flowers, I'm really allergic to, just to be around them, let alone ingest one. So, yeah. So, yeah, I found it out the hard way. When you're I was taking care of my mother, decided, well, we'll do a little tiny Christmas tree and we'll set it up in her room, which is the room I'm sitting in right now. We'll set it up in her room so she has a live Christmas tree. And, I just wanted a little tree, 3-foot, 4-foot tree. And so I was at Home Depot. Home Depot didn't have anything smaller than a 5-foot. So I went to Lowe's. So I went home. I was disgusted. And I thought, well, why didn't you go to Lowe's? So I got on the web page, and Lowe's had these cute little in a pot live rosemary bushes that were all trimmed up like Christmas trees. They all had glitter on them and lights on them, and they were adorable. And I thought, that's perfect. I don't even have to decorate it for her. So I ordered it and said I was on my way to pick it up, trucked my little butt down to Lowe's, and there they were, and picked it up and brought it home and put it in her bedroom. And she asked me if I would please put it in the living room because the smell of the rosemary was so strong that she wanted it to be through the house because it smelled like Christmas to her. I was like, okay, sure, Mom. I put it on the mantelpiece. And at the time, I was sleeping on a hide-a-bed in the living room so that I could be really close to my mom and I could hear her if she was, old. So I could hear her if she was like, couldn't catch her breath or choking or something. And so anyway, I put it on the mantelpiece, which is at the foot of my bed. And then I can't figure out why all of a sudden in the middle of the night, I have a fever. I thought about it. And the next day, I went to water it. And as soon as I touched it, it was like, it hit my head, my face. And I was like, oh, that's the fever. And instead of watering it, hi, Petey, I took it and picked it up, took it in. It was a lovely little Christmas tree outside that year. Obviously, it bothered my mother's sinuses too. That's why she asked me to take it out of her bedroom. So, and I do know that every time I eat it, I get a really bad stomach ache and I burp it and burp it and burp it and burp it and burp it. So apparently my body says I don't like a rosemary. Now, my ex-boyfriend, the photographer who used to do my hair, when we would do my hair, because we bleached it so much. God, we were horrible with my hair. I'd put rosemary in it. Rosemary and good old, that's where I learned how to use coconut oil as hair conditioner. Because we would do coconut oil in my hair to the point it'd be dripping down my face. And I'd sit there for like 15, 20 minutes. And then right over the top of the coconut oil, he would put on the bleach to platinum my hair, to take all the color out. So, and because we did it that way, it wasn't as harsh on my hair. My hair stayed soft. The whole time I was a platinum blonde, my hair was just as soft as could be. There was none of that straw feel like a lot of really super, super bleached hair can have. So, yeah, and we colored it blue and purple and pink. And they made me a redhead once. And yeah, it was for pictures. So I had a lot of fun with that. It was like every 6 weeks, I was like, what are we going to do this time? It was good. Yeah, it's just hair. Hair is not your identity. I know if you have really long, flowing, lovely hair, it's something you can be proud of because it's long, flowing, beautiful hair. It takes a lot of care, but it's not your identity. It's just another part of your shell, the house you live in. Believe me, I didn't realize, Stony Baker man, how nice it is to not have hair until I lost all my hair, my eyebrows and my eyelashes and my pubic hair and my, oh, TMI, sorry. Oh, they have oil-based lighteners. That's cool. Olaplex. Yeah. I was watching Guy Tang the other day, and he was, oh, what he did. Wow. He did the rainbow ombre with gray as the base color. It was a charcoal gray color as the base. Oh my God. It had, when he ran it, and he did it in real fine layers, because he painted the color with the Olaplex in it. He painted the color on really long pieces of tissue paper in the rainbow order, so that the colors wouldn't bleed together and make mud. And then he would take this girl's hair, and she just had medium length hair. It wasn't really long hair. And then he would take it from the bottom and then work it up, and so that it didn't slide anywhere. Her hair, when it was done, it was like a kaleidoscope. Every layer of the colors were different, oh, it was beautiful. I was like, oh my God, I want that. And then I thought, yeah, that's like seeing the elaborate tattoos that you used to fall in love with, Katie. And then you'd show it to your friends, the tattoo artists, and they'd be giggling at you. Okay, when you save up enough money, you let me know. We'll make an appointment. And I'm going to be like, what? You're looking at about a $5,000 tattoo, Katie. I'm like, oh, okay. Hey, I'm not a tattoo artist. I don't know what they charge. I just have a tattoo. And I have friends that do that. So they do that for a living. Oh, that's a good one. We'll keep that one for later. Pull the card. Well, you can look at it now. Yeah, we're going through a lot right now. Look at everything you've survived so far. You weren't defeated then. You won't be defeated now. Every time your car breaks down, or I don't know, your electricity gets turned off, or God forbid, like with me, your water gets turned off. By the way, I applied for some help on that and was approved. My water bills will now only be 25% of what they have been in the past. I am so excited. That's water, garbage, and sewer. So there goes most of my utilities. Now, if I could get the electric company to do that. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we've got one thing you have to remember as we're going through things and you're hearing things and you're going, oh, what next? First off, don't say what next, because there's always something that can be worse. The universe will show you what next. Just remember, you're hearing all this stuff about Donald Trump and stolen documents and all the crime and corruption and stuff in Washington. Please keep something in the back of your mind. Yes, it is kind of going on a little bit right now, but we're talking about the past. We've already survived it. Terry Renner at Holding Your Space. So good to see you, beautiful lady. I love what you do in the mornings. It's so pretty. Good to see you. Yeah, so just keep that in mind. I have to always remind myself when something shocking comes out again. I'm like, oh my God, no, not now what? And I have to keep that chocolate hazelnut. I got to keep that in the back of my mind that it already happened. We're talking about something that is in the past. So it's not like, we've got this open door into this view of this horrible stuff that's going to happen and we're going to be afraid of. It's like you're being afraid of something that already happened. Stop. Stop. Anytime you start to feel yourself getting really worried or worked up or afraid, stop. Breathe. That's your ego. That's your ego. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Hi, Viviani. Good to see you too. Oh, you have got a lady that takes good care of you, Stony, my friend. You do. And get rid of that. Now that we are all here, you're all welcome. Always, always welcome. You be right back. Oh, I like it that you come in and tease us, say howdy, and then I'll be right back. I love it. So yeah. I feel better. I was kind of dragging a little while ago. I did too much yesterday is why. But hey, I got some really pretty plants now. I was thinking the other day, I really miss my house plants. I used to be, my ex-husband hated it when we would move. I know every time we'd move, it was because of him. Anyway, when we would have to move, we moved 6 times in 1 year once. So he just hated it because we had to move again. But anyway, he hated it because we'd have a U-Haul and a pickup truck, and so that we could get it all in one load and get it all over with, right? No, because Katie always had a U-Haul full of house plants. Was a load all by itself. But some of those house plants I moved here from Oregon. Some of them were like giant jade plants. We're talking the stalk on the jade plant was that big around. I'm not going to move it and just leave that in an apartment or somewhere. Damn right, that's coming with me. It was huge, giant sucker. So, and he hated it. He hated it. And I was like, okay, then fine. We'll just, next time, we won't move the waterbed. And he was like, what? Because he complained that the plants were heavy. And I was always really good to me. I knew what day we were going to be moving. So I was always good to make sure I didn't water them. So they were nice and dry. He just didn't want to have to take care of houseplants. Houseplants are great. They clean the air. Yeah. You went to get a glass of milk. Albert was just about. Oh, that's what Aloe does. She'll be sitting there watching me. Willow, you can, whatever you have, you can put the plate right in front of him, and he will sit there and get, elephant nose, get an elephant's trunk, but he will never touch it until you tell him it's okay. Aloe, she was my mom's cat, not mine. You can tell mom raised her. She'll sneak shit off your plate any chance she can get. Oh, bacon. Stop. I haven't had bacon in a long time. It's so expensive now. Yeah, see, that's the other thing, Terry. I have my 2 cats. I used to have this great, big, beautiful, tall corn plant. It became fringe plant because the cat's jumping at it with their claws, shred the leaves. And then the little bits of leaves that would come off, we could eat that. And they'd eat it. So luckily, that's not a poisonous houseplant, but so many houseplants are. So I kind of stopped doing the houseplant thing because these cats, they're big. I mean, they're not little kitties. They're a half Maine Coon. So the male, he's close to 30 pounds. Although I think he's less now. They're 13 years old, so he's getting, it's starting to shrink away. I hate it when you watch and your loved ones get old. Yeah, they love it. Yep. Yep. I would even grow like barley grass and stuff for the cat. Every cat I've ever had has been hell on my houseplants. I always just make sure I had houseplants that weren't poisonous. But then I got two together, and at I got both of them at 4 months old. And let me tell you, when those cats would get ripping, when animals get the rips and they get to running and chasing each other, or just chasing their tail around around the house or around your yard. I love it when dogs get the rips. They're just ripping around as fast as they can. It's like their body turns to rubber. Their tail definitely turns to rubber because it's their rudder. These two at 4 months old would be chasing each other around the house in the night, and you'd hear wham, scoot, and it would be them hitting I have a hide-a-bed right in the living room. It is so heavy. It takes two people just to scoot it around. Those cats would hit it, the back of it, at the same time, and make the damn thing scoot across the part of the way across the floor. They'd hit chairs, and the chairs would just go scooting. It's like, well, cats are rearranging the furniture again. All I could think of, my mom was like, she just stand and shake her head, and I'm like, what did we do, Mom? What did we do? Because we had never gotten two cats at the same time. So I get this brother and sister. And yeah, so every morning it was put the furniture back till they got old enough where they quit getting the rips so much. But oh, Maine Coons are wonderful. You can tell by their face. Their muzzle is broader, and a little bit longer, kind of like a lion. And Terry, when they look you in the eye, most cats and dogs and stuff, they'll look away really quick. Maine Coon is like a human being. They will look you in the eye right into your soul. They are the neatest cats. That's obviously my favorite breed. And I never had them before these two. I looked on Pet Finder. Was looking to see what they had. And oh my gosh, there was a kitten. And when I called on the kitten, he was at a no-kill shelter. And that was Willie. And when I called on him, I found out there was two more. And so I was like, oh, I got to go look. I got to go just look. And talk to my mom. I was like, Mom, would you like a cat that's just your cat? And Mom was like, oh, cats are expensive. I'm like, hey, it's not that much more. You get, when you go to the vet, it's one office call for two cats instead of two office calls if you take them twice. Hi, Manic Mouth. Good to see you. So, you're buying a big bag of food anyway. So, what's one more cat? So I talked her into getting one of the two cats. By the time we met all three cats, we wanted to go home with all three cats. But the guy that was taking care of the cats at the shelter, he was really, you could tell he was really attached to that third cat. He was like, no, she's got upper respiratory issues. We're debating on whether she's even available for adoption. And I just grinned at him like, I got you. She loves you and you love her. So, and that was fine. But unfortunately, that was the cat that my mom wanted the most. But so we got Willie and Aloe, and he named them. It's Willow and Aloe. It was Willow, Aloe, and Acacia. So they're all healing trees. Yeah. So you guys, we're an hour into this mess. Who wants a card? By the way, speaking of cards, I have my community page now. So, and no, I don't have 500 subscribers yet. How'd you pull that off, Katie? Well, if you show good faith, consistency, and anyway, you follow the community guidelines and you don't have a bunch of restrictions and strikes and claims against you, they're giving it to everybody, the community page. But you have to be You have to, I think you kind of have to be in a standing where they would suggest your channel anyway. They realize that it helps us. You'll take a card? Cool. Got Terry. So yeah, I think that they what they figured out, and Kathy wants a card. What they figured out is it's another way for us to prove our authenticity when we have these imposters. They're trying to lock that down, because what's happening is they're finding us on YouTube, and then they're following us on Instagram and Twitter and other places and causing havoc. So contacting you guys. Hey, Harley. Contacting you guys. So yeah. Contacting you guys and, saying, well, for $150, I'll remove that curse, or stupid stuff like that. No, pretending to be us. So, yeah. So, card, first person. Terry. Terry needs a card. Any question in particular you have, my dear? What I normally do is I just keep going with cards until the story stops. So sometimes it's one card, sometimes it's 5. A card for Terry Renner. Ooh, that one jumped at me. Aha. Spirit of Place. Gotcha, PD. I think I already have you up there. Nope. But I will add you. Okay, back. It's the Spirit of Place. Was that ever a fall card? On this brisk fall day here, anyway. I also associate this card with serenity and finding that place inside yourself where you are comfortable, where you're comfortable with you, comfortable with just being, not your list of chores you've got to do, or Spirit of Place is a place where you go. It can be inside of you. It can be inside your home, an altar space, this meditation area. It can be your yard. It can be somewhere that you're working. Oh, you're going on a trip. There you go. That makes sense. If you're like I am, my favorite trips are like, give me a cabin by myself, all alone, back in the woods, and on a really rainy weekend, so that all I have to do is keep the fire going in the fireplace, the chili hot in the pot, and the book open in my lap. I don't have to think about that world out there, all that noise. That's your Spirit of Place. It's this place where all the winds of change touch you, but they touch you very gently. So, chill with Cat. What? So yeah, I love this card too. She's just got such a serene look on her face, and it's a neutral look. No worry. I like how that one leaf is upright. By the way, this is the Enchanted Map deck by Crystal. I'm sorry. I started to say Crystal Banner. By Colette Baron Reed. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, yeah, I got another card for you, Terry. It's the Wishing Well. Because that's what you're wanting, that's what you're looking for in your trip. I believe you're going to find that. Yeah. As long as you keep searching for that serenity and that quiet place. It's there right behind your back. Right there. Okay, Harley and Stony, you guys. You two are funny. Having a private. Did you get my text? No. Did you do it in IG? Yeah. Okay. I'll talk to you later. You guys crack me up. I love it. My buddies. Good to see you. Oh. Hey, you know what else I got growing in the grow room? Oh, I'm so proud. It's the first time I've ever had this, pulled this off. It actually worked. I followed a YouTube video and it worked. I have an avocado growing. It's this tall. It took 12 weeks of watering and babying and making sure it didn't get dry to get that itty bitty little sprout. But I'm so excited about that. Avocado trees, I don't think they produce anything here because we do have cold nights. So it's not like the California coast. We get frost here. So, I mean, our people's pipes freeze here, believe it or not. It was 47 last night. So that's cool. Okay. I like that, Terry. Kathy G. Kathy G, do you have a particular question in mind? No. Yep. No. Kathy G. Card for Kathy G. Are you still here, Kathy? I know sometimes you have to come in and go out, so. Card for Kathy. Oh, there you are. Whatever Spirit needs to tell you. Okay. Spirit, what do you got to tell Kathy? We'll use the same enchanted map. Wow. Wow. It's another thing I've been getting a lot lately. It's talisman. This is a card of protection. Look around her. She's stepping on sacred runes here. Ooh, dirty fingernails. Sorry. Hey, like I said, I've been sick. She's stepping on runes here. The path she's stepping on looks like that's an anthill right there. That's what a red ant mound looks like to me. So she's like, this path has got its treachery. She's relying on the old ways with the rune. And she's being guided. What is that? I gotta look at that a little closer. I think it's a bird. This blue thing right here. But it's pulling her along. And behind her to protect her, she's got this globe with protective white light in it. That is her talisman. This card is about protecting. As you go down this path, be mindful where you put your feet, first of all. There's messages in every foot placement. Second of all, don't be afraid of looking behind you. Keep going forward. You're protected. Your back is protected. It's done. It's over. Close that door. Keep going forward. Keep holding on to that talisman and don't forget your protection, whichever form of protection you prefer to use. Myself personally, I use Archangel Michael. There's so many kinds. David Johnson teaches about using a pyramid. There is the white light, purple light. There's so many meditations and things you can ask for protection. Let's see what we got here on top. Oops, we had that. We just had that card. Ooh, beautiful. So don't be afraid of what you've got coming ahead of you, my dear Kathy, because you need to be wide open. Open up. Look at all that white light around her. It's bouncing off of her, causing the transformation. See the butterfly? Causing her transformation. That's interesting. You got number 49 over here and number 42 here. 42 is the 6th card. It's all about harmony. I'm stopping there. So, yeah, Spirit's telling you, keep on your path, but watch where you put your feet. There are snakes in the grass that you got to watch out for. Also in the grass, there's flowers. I mean, there's delight in the little things that might distract you. Keep focused. Keep on your path. Know you're protected. Don't be afraid. And be open to the opportunities that are coming. The opportunities that are along that path. It's not necessarily that that the opportunities are coming. You're coming to the opportunities. Wow. I like that. Can I have that reading? Kathy, what are you? That's Spirit's got something up it. Yeah, Spirit's got something up his sleeve. Oh man, nice cards today. Really nice cards. You know, I was a little concerned about, whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that either. I'm trying to make the star go away. There we are. Okay. We're here, PD. These cards, these Enchanted Map by Colette Baron Reed. You could pick any one of her decks. I think she's got 13, Colette Baron Reed does. And she collaborates with several different people. But what's so fun about her decks is you can pick 1, 5, or whatever, depending on the reading you want to do, and strictly just work with her decks. She does tarot and oracle, and she also has a YouTube channel that I just discovered. She gives the best advice and stuff. So she takes the card thing farther. It's kind of like she started with cards and now she's doing the spiritual teaching. Unlike us who do the spiritual teaching and go, like me, I started out as a spiritual teacher and have migrated to cards. So it's kind of cool. She and Raina George both have really good YouTube channels. Raina George doesn't post as much, or as often, I should say. But Colette Baron Reed, so far, I've seen her 3 times this week with something new. So sometimes you feel as pretty as a card. Well, Stony, you are. You're handsome. Yeah, the other day you were talking about how skinny you are. Maybe compared to how you were when you were a young man, but for a man your age, dude, all I got to say is, you're cut. I don't want to hear how skinny you are. You're welcome. I mean that. When it was hot this summer and you had your shirt off, I was like, not bad for an old man. I can say that coming from an old woman. That's what I say. I'd kiss you on the top of the head any day. Yeah. See, PD agrees. She can tell you've worked out all your life. You are cut. I mean, you still got guns and everything, man. So I don't want to hear about you being skinny. I got a guy for you to watch that's skinny, but I promise you he will make you laugh. His name is Dylan. He does a lot of stuff, TikTok shorts and stuff. And he cooks. And he's this gay guy. Oh my God. His legs, I swear to God, they're this big around. His thighs are this big around. And he wears tight pants or shorts. And these little skinny legs. But his sense of humor, the reason I watch him is he's hilarious. He calls milk his moo juice. No, it's not too original. Floof powder and floof soda, baking powder and baking soda, because he bakes things, or he makes jellos, or yeah, you know who he is. You love him. Oh my God, he's funny. I mean, I sit here by myself and laugh out loud at this guy. It's like fire as he's turning on the fire, turning on the stove. It's like, yeah, I remember the first time I met a full-grown man. Stuff is just, you have to, like, he's really quick and he talks really fast, and the stuff that comes out, mayonnaise, more mayonnaise. The other day I was making tomato soup cake. Now, I happen to have made that a lot as a kid. That was one of my favorite things to make, because I always couldn't figure out how come tomatoes could end up tasting like kind of like a cross between gingerbread and chocolate. And there's a lot of ginger in it. There's a lot of spices in it, but there's no chocolate in there. Not a thing. Nope. Oh, I know. Yes. Oh, easy bake oven. I want one again. You know, when I was a little girl, I always wanted one, and I never got one. But my mother always bought me the little mixes, and I had a little play bake set, and we would just use the regular oven. Put it on a cookie sheet, put it in a regular oven. It worked. It worked, and I felt like I was a big girl, because I don't need one of those little girl ovens. I cooked in the big girl oven. The little girl cakes. Hey, you know, a lot of people resort back to their favorite toys when they were a kid. And I was trying to figure out what mine was. And it's appropriate. So I'm going to do something similar for the channel, I think. I got all kinds of things going. Hey, when I'm sick and I'm bored, I lay there and think, and boy, did I get a lot of good ideas for this channel. Gonna do a giveaway. Haven't decided what I'm giving away yet, but I'm going to do a giveaway when I get to 500 subscribers. So you guys help me get to 500 subscribers if you want something free. I was thinking about giving away one of my finished diamond paintings when I get to, because it's a big deal to get to 500 subscribers. Right now I'm almost at 400. Almost. I'm happy. I don't need it to grow fast. I'm not here as an entertainer or a marketer. You know, I'm here to help you guys find some inspiration and maybe a little silliness, and you know, get you some information, some ideas, whatever we happen to stumble across as we're moving on our journey together through the YouTube. And you need a card, darling, Miss PD. Oh, thank you. Well, I am glad you're here. You don't know how much you helped me. I was going to make some popcorn before I started so that I could have little carbs to munch on while I was here. Didn't even sound good. So I think, I've been talking chili. I keep talking about chili today. So I don't have any clam. Oh, do I have a clam chowder? No, I got lots of cans of chicken noodle soup, but no clam chowder. No clams either. So I'll just make me some chili. I have an instant pot, so I can cook up a pot of beans really quick. Oh. Well, part of it too, is we had the solar eclipse yesterday. Solar eclipse yesterday with the new moon, and we have a lunar eclipse with the next full moon. And get ready, Stony Baker, in case you're wanting to pop some more beans on the full moon, because the next full moon is election day. It is a lunar eclipse, and it's supposed to be a very powerful lunar eclipse for the North America. The solar eclipse that happened yesterday was visible in Asia and Northern Europe. Southeast Asia and Northern Europe, it kind of made that kind of an arch. So we didn't get to even see it. What day? Election day, November 8th. Werewolves will be a howling. Oh, it's going to be an interesting night. I'm ready. I'm all ready. I'm going to have a crone ceremony. I got a bunch of stuff I need to get rid of. You can do this for new moons or full moons. I usually do it on the full moon because that's the release moon. Take a piece of paper, take a notebook, and write down the changes that you want to see happen, or things in your life that happen to you that you want to release, you want to let go of. Write it down on that piece of paper. Put it in your words. I want to see blah, blah, blah. And then tear it off. Put that in a little box or some bag, or I got like bags coming out my ears because I am from all my cards. So keep that in a box bag or somewhere special, and add to that every day. When you get to the end of when you get to the full moon of that month, take all of those, and for a crone's ceremony, take them outside, put them in a flower pot that doesn't have anything growing in it, an empty flower pot. And one by one, you start a little like kindling fire in the flower pot. You only need just a little flower pot. Start a little kindling fire in the flower pot. And then take those one by one and read them and put them in the fire. And as they burn and the smoke goes up, say, I release you. And one by one, you release each one of those things that bugged you. So you should have 30 or 31 at the end of the month. That's what I do every full moon. I also make my moon water. And lately I've needed moon water so bad I've been making it by the gallon, and it's down drank by the end of the week. So really, $300 worth of groceries, all bad things. Are you talking all bad things like as in spoiling, or all bad choices health-wise? Because I know you're like me, PD. We like our junk food. I was so proud of myself though when I went to go get cherries. I love. When I went to go get my shots, I went to Walgreens, okay? And so I thought, when I'm there, I want to get some chips. It's been a while since I've had some chips. And then I thought, no, I want some Cheetos. So $5.15 for just the regular size bag of Cheetos. I'm like, good God, I'm used to getting my food from Walmart, where it's like $3 and something for the party size. I was like, no, I don't think I'll be doing that. So I went around the corner and I'm looking at the Halloween candy, and I come across, peanut M&Ms. And I didn't pay any. They were like $2.99 for the peanut M&Ms. I got that and some Smart Water and walked home and proceeded to eat the whole bag. And I got the big bag of M&Ms and I ate the whole thing. in one sitting. But I was starting to run a fever by then. So it was like, you know what? That's my reward. And I drank the smart water because that had, smart water has electrolytes and stuff in it. I was preparing. I didn't think I was going to be sick for 4 days, though. 3-4 days. That's crazy. You name her Cherry Love. You like Chloe? Cherry is your daughter. Oh, okay. Cherry Love, that's beautiful. I'll have to send you a picture of my adopted granddaughter. I mean, she's not officially adopted. Her mom is she's my sister. She's my baby sister, my kid, and my granddaughter all at once because she's just like 30 years old. Just barely 30. But her daughter, pretty. Oh my gosh, I'll send you this picture, Petey. Oh, she's gorgeous. My little Kelly Lynn. Oh, she's gorgeous. Yeah, that'd be cool to post it on IG. I'd like that. Do that. If nothing else, send it to me on IG. I'd like that. Yeah, I'm having fun with my community page now. Those little memes that I post every day on Instagram, you're going to see probably 1 or 2 of those every day. On YouTube too. So that's the main reason I wanted a community page, is how I can extend my, I need to leave you guys a message or whatever. And then it dawned on me an hour before I'm going live. Oh, maybe you ought to tell those guys that you'll read on politics or whatever. Put the questions in the comments under that post. So if we want, I'll see if I can figure out a way to leave that pinned so you can just keep adding questions to it. There's a way to do that because Ellie Down Under does that. Ellie, yeah. She has one area in the community on her community page where everybody goes and leaves her questions. I'm glad. The dailies are fun. I can't go to sleep until I do that. And that's something. I was doing it, getting up at 3 a.m. and doing it. That's easy to do in the summertime because that's the coolest part of the day. It's really hard to do now because my bed is all nice and warm. It's all tucked in around me. And now, so I've been cheating and doing it like at 11 o'clock so I can post it at midnight. So, who needs prayers? Oh, Mrs. Stoney doesn't fly. I don't blame her. An aunt and an uncle, neither one of them did. And it was kind of interesting when both of them, when their spouses died, they had to get on an airplane because their spouse died in it. They died in another town. They wanted to get home. Yeah. Can of pizza. Oh. Ooh, that sounds good. I'm going to have to try that. Oh, you could do that with cream cheese, Stony, and this chocolate hazelnut. I'm going to have chocolate hazelnut coming out my ears. 2 plants. What I want to know is, I've had 2 plants in a row, 2 seedlings in a row, end up with mutant gnarly tops on them. Last one was a male, and so this one's getting yanked, but it has one leaf, one of the fan leaves. It's just one. That's it. Wow, what did I do to that finger? Look at that. That's obviously a broken blood vessel because it doesn't even hurt. I have no idea what I did. I have no idea what I did. She wanted to ball you out, but she was way too high. That's good. Okay, PD needs a card. I think I'm going to throw in another deck to PD. You're going to get more than one card. Yeah, it's a bruise, dude. Oh, I make beautiful bruises. I make them the prettiest greens and yellows. Hey, you got this white background to work with. Oh, Ophelia. You into Shakespeare, PD? You need to find a sacred pool. Somewhere where you can just float, put your head and your ears in the water and hear nothing. No noise. Your mind is not there. Because if you're like I am, shutting that mind down lately has been dang hard. Oh, I'm proud of myself. I'm trying not to cuss so much. See, she's, with every breath she takes, she's getting new inspiration. There's so much serenity and calm in that card. Isn't that beautiful? That's my favorite thing to do when swimming, is to float on my back, because I can do it for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and never hold my breath. I lay on my back and float and breathe and breathe and breathe and breathe, because it's just a matter of how I arch my back, I guess. I don't know. But so it's really relaxing to just lay on your back and float. And then all you hear is that muffled sound of the water, like putting a seashell up to your ears. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but in my pictures that I show you of my grow, there's these great big giant conch shell. I don't know how you say that. Conch shell shells. I have two of them. Great. So I could wear one on each head and I have headphones. Ocean headphones for free. They came with the house. Can you believe that? When my parents bought this house, they were already in one of the bathrooms. Yeah, an isolation chamber would be amazing to have. Give me some mushrooms and an isolation chamber. Then I'll work out my issues for sure. Isolation tanks, oh, we've got them here too. If you can afford to do that. Yeah. Oh, PD. Interesting. Because you and I were talking earlier about how you love your plants. Be the gentle gardener. Be careful what you cultivate. Watch the seeds you plant. Oh, I love this card. That's a 2 card. 2 is love, my dear. Duality and balance. Look at the little fairies. See, they're in the seeds. They're in the eggs in the seeds in the ground. Just popping out. Get ready to stretch. Coming out to transform. And look, the gardener's watching. I'm looking at that as though, yeah, that's me looking over my 3 little pot plants. But PD, that's you. I think that's you with some ideas. There's a metaphor in this seed, planting the seeds. And I don't think it has anything to do with your house plants or your extracurricular activities. I know you're wanting to do something new with your life. and you're kind of trying to figure that out. This is a reminder for you to be gentle with you. You're the gardener. Let me tell you, as a gardener, yeah, don't do your plants much good when you're sick yourself. So, first place you have to garden and heal is yourself. So, be kind and gentle to yourself. Don't be so pushy and hard on yourself. Stuff comes as it comes, you know. I was really pushing to try to grow my channel, and it was driving me crazy. And I couldn't figure out why, because I don't ever plan on monetizing this channel. Why am I pushing so hard to grow this channel? And then it dawned on me. I wanted that community page so that I could give you guys messages in here, because so many of you are not on Instagram, and I am not on Facebook, and I will not go back to Facebook. So, or Twitter. So it was just like, that was my only way I couldn't tell you guys if I needed to cancel to cut the trees down. It was like, okay, you have to make a little video that says it's canceled. And then I had to type in to say what was going on. It was just, it's a pain in the ass. So I am so glad to have that. So now that I have that, it's like, oh, cool. Now I can settle in and just have fun. I can just kind of go where the channel wants to go, and where Spirit tells me to go, and where you guys want to go. I do want to do a membership. And the reason why I have the banner going down here about buy me a coffee is I believe that's where I'm going to be doing it as a member. So you can either buy me, $2 cup of coffee, or you can do a membership, and I'll have 3 different tiers. Spirit told me what to charge, and the highest amount will be $3.69. Okay. If you could afford to send me $3.69 a month, then you get these perks that have to do with my art, my writing, and my spiritual stuff. So, it's not going to be anything fancy, anything, but it's just another way to reach out to those who, like people who want me to pull a card, but they don't want to they're too shy to do it in the chat, or they don't want to put their question in somewhere, or I understand that. So you joined Facebook once? Oh, to join a seed club. Yeah. No, I used to play Sims. I joined Facebook to play Sims. Before I knew it, I had 3,000 friends, and the majority of them were in the Orient. A lot of them in Indonesia. I had a ball with them. They were a lot of fun, but I got all kinds of hacked. And then I got involved in Standing Rock. Mini Wikoni, you guys. Mini Wikoni. Water is life. And Facebook didn't like me too much. So Facebook and I mutually parted. So that's why I say I won't go back. First off, I don't think they'll let me back. So, and it's not that I did anything really awful. I didn't murder anybody. I didn't recruit anybody into ISIS, which was, both of those were going on at the same time Standing Rock was. I just never posted anything else but what was going on at Standing Rock. So I had friends that were there. I had a friend that was a security guard there on the Native American side, and that was really horribly scary. It was completely ridiculous, totally uncalled for. And yeah, so the regular media wasn't covering it. So it was like, okay, my family and friends are going to hate me, but it's about time they find out Katie's truly an activist, and she won't keep her mouth shut when she sees a true injustice. So that's one reason I say I don't think Facebook will let me back. That's also why I don't, for so long, didn't read on current events or politics. But that, as you know, Just forget that. I will read on those things now. So you want to know something to do with what's going on with one of them Yahoodle doodles, I'll read on them. I don't care. You know, that's fine with me. It's yucky energy and it'll wear me out, but hey. She did. Good for her. At a junior college. You know, I was going to do that. That's the whole reason I got a master's degree in creative writing. It's because I wanted to teach character development at the community college here. I know that with that master's degree, though, I can go get a job anywhere. Actually, I will teach that. That's part of the $3.69 tier. Is you want to learn the basics of how to become a writer? Because that's the writing tier. Actually, no, that's the spirit tier. I can't remember now. I have to look at my book. I wrote it down. I would be a super teacher. I used to want to be a teacher. Thank you very much. I used to want to be a teacher. And then I don't know what happened. My father, I think, decided that I would do better in the medical field. I'd make more money in the medical field. So I thought, okay, I'll become a psychiatrist then. Oh, and then my college advisor said, you love to write, you love to write. I do too. My college advisor says, oh, you want to be a doctor? I suggest you go to take some psychology classes first as if you want to do pre-med, because frankly, I don't think you're assertive or aggressive enough to make it as a doctor. I didn't know that doctor requirement was to be assertive or aggressive. I thought there was something about bedside manner, kindness, helping people heal. What the fuck? So I was like, okie dokie, I guess I won't do that. So then I decided to be med tech, do all the lab tests. That worked well until we had to do fecal. And then I get sick. I can't do fecal. Petey, what did you say? Oh, you told Tony to now be nice, kids. Be nice. See, in YouTube will hold comments in the chat, but StreamYard doesn't. So if I'm following along with the comments in the chat, I have no idea what's being held back. And y'all, oh, Petey, you're not a... Okay, I'm fixing that. There we go. Now, since everybody pretty much is a moderator in here, it makes life interesting. I bet your mom was unhappy. Powerlifting team will make you famous for a little bit. But unless you do become a coach, which we see how you became a coach, Mr. Construction Man. Mr. Carpenter dude, hey, I'm so glad I know my carpenter friend, though. Because I'm going to be headed your way one of these days with a box truck or something to convert. Because that's going to be my tiny house for a little while till I decide where I want to live. I don't want to live in Arizona anymore. And I'll tell you what, right now, Carrie Lake and Blake Masters, and I can't remember the other guy. There's a third guy. There's 3 candidates running right now. Any one of those 3 gets elected, I'm leaving Arizona for sure. Carrie Lake, if she becomes our governor, Arizona won't be a part of the United States, she thinks. Hey, she's been going all over the place telling everybody how, well, men and women are different. Women don't want to be equal to men. Our bodies are shaped different. We can't be equal to men. It's impossible. And then the guy that's running against Mark Kelly running for Senate, which was John McCain's old Senate seat, he says that if you have an abortion, you're a Satan worshiper. Plain and simple. Welcome to Arizona politics, my friend. Welcome to Arizona politics. I absolutely hate it. And it doesn't surprise me. It just gets crazier and crazier every year. And I'm sick of it. I've lived here 37 years. The 5th of October, it was 37 years. It's time for a change. It'll probably take me 3 years to get out of here, but, by the time I have so much stuff to go through and sell and all that. But, hey, you have a great friend that's an attorney because you were looking at 5 years and a $500,000 fine. Okay. Oh, selling steroids. Well, then I can ask you, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She sure looks like she uses roids to me. All I got to say. These degenerate people having the children and letting them live in poverty. Yeah. And half the time abuse is okay. I know. It's like, now what it is, PD, it's their right to life until the life is over a year old, and then they don't give a fuck. You're on your own. Yes. They don't want to give you any money for anything. Oh, that's cool. That's something when your attorney makes a detective cry. Wow. That's pretty cool. You had to sell a lot more roids to afford a good attorney. Hey, and then you get an attorney that uses roids. My ex-husband had one. He was in trouble for drunk driving, and he was really lucky because he had a whole bunch of cocaine on him. So the dude he was delivering for paid for his attorney for the drunk driving. Yeah, no, he didn't. His attorney was one of his best customers. My husband's attorney was one of the dealer's best customers. Up on the top shelf above his law books was a triple beam scale. I'm going, gee, dude, what are you weighing out with that? What kind of gram scale you need that for? You weighing out pounds or 8 balls? He's not an attorney anymore either. He got caught for the cocaine and lost his license. So that was back in the cocaine. God, cocaine was bad here in the 90s. But, I'm not that far from the border. So, and it's really funny, they keep talking about now how the border's dangerous and the border's open, and it is. Okay. It's funny. It was a lot more dangerous in those days than it is now. And the border was really open then. Compared to what it is now. It's crazy. I'll tell you what, I'd much rather deal with the local police department, local sheriff's department, FBI, CIA, all those guys. I'd rather deal with any of them than the Border Patrol. And that's all I got to say on that subject. Border Patrol and corrections officers, they both do that job because they washed out at doing everything else. I have 4 corrections officers in my family. So I kind of know them a little. one of them, she loves being a corrections officer. She liked it so much, they put her on the rapist cell block in that prison. And she said every time she'd walk by, a couple guys, every time she'd walk by, just walking her patrol, and they'd expose themselves to her. She said, and I'd look at them and go, really? That's all you got to show me? Come on. I can get better than that at home. And she just turned around and keep walking. I'm like, girl, one of these days they're going to kill you. She says, you don't understand. That's why they attack women, is because they're not brave enough to fight a man. So if they even tried to even come at her in the slightest little bit, there's all these other men, correction officers, that would stop them. And they're not a part of the general population anyway, for the most part. They have their own prison, actually, here. So, hey, we got so many prisons in this state. It's ridiculous. Federal prisons, private prisons, and state prisons. Oh, and then our county jail. You can be in the county jail for years. You can get 10 years in the county jail. So, corrections officers, got a lot of those in this town. We have, just in Tucson alone, we have a state prison, private prison, and a federal prison. So, yeah, the federal prison is more like a tennis club. The prison guards wear starched white ironed shirts. Doesn't work in this. That kind of attire doesn't work in the state prison when you're getting fecal matter thrown at you and you're getting spit on. Hey, but some of those prison guards deserve that. So, just saying. They're like some of the members of my family, sir, do deserve that. I'm going to give you a message, since we did have that new moon with the solar eclipse yesterday. We're still in new moon energy. So, since we're coming up to the end of the hour, these are from the Moon Magic cards. I really like these cards. She got a message from the moon for us. Oh, I like this card. This card says, I am loved beyond measure. That's you guys. You are. I love you more than I could ever put into words. I was thinking about that yesterday. What would I do with myself if I didn't have this YouTube channel? What did I do with myself before this YouTube channel? I need you guys just as much as you need me. So I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. I love you, Stony, my sweet friend. The other day I had to leave your chat because I kept falling asleep. But like I said earlier, that's what I've been doing lately, is just sleeping. It's like I turn over and I'm watching my cell phone, and I wake up, cell phone's off. It's real quiet. Holy cow, it's been 3 hours. Okay. And then I'll get up, go to the bathroom, get something more water to drink, grab a sandwich or something, go back to bed, get about 45 minutes into another show, and it happened. I'm out again. So that's the way it's been for days. So I kind of feel like I'm trying to swim my way back to reality. But you're loved. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. Please take care of yourselves. I'm going to take care of me now. I'm going to go lay down because my back is hurting. So I'm going to go lay down and love you, Stones. I like that. Yeah, I'm going to go lay down and think good thoughts and probably take a nap. I think some popcorn sounds good. You make me some garlic parmesan popcorn. You guys have a good one. Be kind to one another. But most of all, be kind and good and gentle to yourself. We need you, but most of all, you need you. So be gentle with yourself. There's no time limit. There's no push. It'll happen, and it'll happen when it's supposed to, not before. See you guys next time. Oh, tomorrow night. Oh my gosh. Can't go yet. Skywalking with Moon is my guest tomorrow night on the Lightworkers Roundtable. Dr. Gale. We will be having a bit of a Halloween night. Nothing real fancy. But yeah, we will be talking about the Galactic Federation being a starseed and what it means to be a starseed healer. Should be a fantastic night. So, see you then. You guys take care. See you next time. Bye-bye now.